Thank you for listening to Borrego Valley Community Radio. Radio by the community, for the community.
Hello, Borrego and Beyond. You are listening to Moments with MJ here on BVCR The Ram. And I have the pleasure of being out on maybe you can hear the birds, maybe you can hear dogs barking in the background. So that means I'm outdoors somewhere. I'm actually I'm with Hailey this morning. Hailey, can you tell our listeners where we are today?
Yes, so we are in Guatay, a very small community near Descanso.
Okay.
We are at Horses of Tirnanog.
Say that one more time.
So it's Horses of Tir,
Na,
Nog.
Nog.
So it's Irish.
That's what I guessed.
Yes. Yes.
And that means?
So it means the land of youth. It's based off
good.
of an Irish legend about the land of youth. And then, our founder, Amy Pat, is of Irish heritage, so we thought it would be a beautiful way to tie that in. But basically, our mission is to care for animals that have not had the opportunity to live in safety, love, health. And so that's why we chose kind of the land of youth to really symbolize what we do.
That's fabulous.
And most of our animals are older, have health problems, but that kind of symbolizes that sense of youthful energy, freedom, hope
Right.
for our animals. So that's kind of what the name is based off of.
I love it. And today we're going to be walking around, so might hear our footsteps and all of that, but that's part of the experience. I have been following their page on Facebook for a few years now, and they graciously give me fiber. They will say when they've sheared all the sheep that they have all this fiber, and they put it out there to the community for free. You just need to come and pick it up. And so when I started this program of Moments with MJ here on BVCR The Ram, they were on my list of places that I wanted to visit because of what they've done for me and what they do for the community and what they do for all the animals that are out here. Tons of animals as I look around. So many horses. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that MJ loves horses. Her dream is to have one day have my own horse and just love on that animal and take care of it and ride it and enjoy it and bond with it. So it's very exciting to be here today at Horses of Tirnanog.
Yes.
Okay.
I will say it probably is pronounced a little better by Amy Pat with a more of an Irish inflection than I do, but yes.
And I had the pleasure of meeting Amy Pat. She's crazy busy right now, all over the place, taking care of business because she's also the owner of this facility, which is saying a lot as a place that is completely volunteer based.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
And you also are, which number are you considered? You're
503, 501-3C. I think
one of those numbers.
50, yes.
I never get it. I'm always confused between a 503 and a 504.
Yes, but we're definitely the 503. Yes.
Was it 501 jeans? Those are some jeans, some Levi's, which would be really comfortable for a place like this. You need something that's going to be like sturdy when you're taking care of the animals, but also comfortable at the same time and breathable. So we're going to walk around and we're going to talk about the place as we're walking and talking.
Yeah.
And once again, you're listening to Moments with MJ here on BVCR The Ram. And I have the lovely Hailey with me today. And we are Horses of Tirnanog.
Yes. Yep.
Ooh,
Perfect.
I said it first time out.
Yes.
Right in front of me is this gorgeous white horse.
Here we go. This right here is Valentine.
Valentine. Boy or girl?
She's a girl.
She's a girl.
Miss
Oh,
Valentine.
my goodness.
She's a sweetie.
And she's all by herself.
She is all by herself. She gets along with other horses, but she's a little bit of a nervous gal. Same thing with her neighbor here, Diane. Diane came to us, we would call her more of a feral horse. She has definitely improved. She came to us as a neglect case. She was pretty skinny when she first got here, but she has been doing so much better. And every day she gets more comfortable with people.
And how old is Valentine? Approximately.
Maybe in her early 20s, I want to say, maybe.
Okay. And a horse lives to about how long then?
So horses, at the very most, live into their mid-30s, but that's pretty old for a horse.
Okay.
Our oldest horse is Doc. We can see him later. He is around 37, 38, so that is pretty old.
And that's
pretty old
equivalent to
for a horse.
And that's the equivalent to like what age for a human?
Oh, like, I don't know, probably like 100.
That's what I was thinking.
That's
like
like
it's
pretty
got to
up
be.
there, yeah. That's pretty good for a horse to
Okay.
be that age. So, yes. So, but yeah, most of our horses over are on this side of the property. Then we do have those guys down there, our group of geldings that we call the boys.
Okay.
And then, so this part of the property is about 12 acres, 15 acres. And then we have the rest of our property up there holds our Mustang herd.
Okay.
So we have I think it's about 20 Mustang, and they're allowed to roam that whole part of the property up there.
It's a pony?
This is the pony, Billy.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, Billy. He's in his dining suite right now because his neighbor, Wyoming, doesn't eat the same thing as him. But
Oh, he has a special diet.
yes. A lot of our horses have special diets. Usually it's due to medical conditions, age, their teeth,
Yeah.
things like that. But this is Billy. He's super sweet.
Oh my
Hi,
goodness.
Mr. Billy. Yes, Mr. Billy. Got all kinds of guys. TJ and Gila. Over here we have Devaney. Devaney was a pretty bad case of abandonment. She was found as a stray.
Oh my goodness.
But she was, unfortunately, when she was found, her brand was cut out of her. So
That
to keep
means
her
that
from being
she was-
identified, yeah.
She was dumped by someone
Yeah, so
that
she was
didn't
most
want to
likely
take care of her
dumped.
anymore.
Yeah.
And cutting it out of their skin,
It's
that's
disgusting, yeah.
that's not good.
Yeah, it's
especially if
pretty
she was
terrible.
running by herself.
Yeah. So,
And hopefully there was like no infection or anything to that.
right. I mean, it definitely, had to heal, but she's healed really well, and she's definitely wary of humans. Still
blame
is,
her.
But she is just a world of difference from when she first got
Oh,
here.
wow.
She wouldn't even look at people when she first got here. So we really have been able to kind of have her come out of the shell. These are two of our new girls.
That's not a Palomino though, is it?
No, I
That's
don't
a different
believe
one.
so.
Is that one
she's
like a
just
painted
paint. Yeah,
one?
she's a paint, and I think she's actually a pony cross, so she's a little smaller.
I'm
than
saying that
horses
because
would
this
be.
horse has brownish reddish, and white. I'm taking pictures of her now.
Yes, she's a
and her
paint
face is
pony.
black. Look at that. With a diamond on her forehead. You know how I love my diamonds too.
Yes, and yeah, we just got these guys from their most recent guys that came in a group of 6 horses. They came at the
right.
the end of February. They were from a local rescue that was shutting down. And these 2 girls actually just got sponsors, and they just got names.
Oh,
So
wow.
this is Tammy, and that over there is Kathy. They're named after 2 women from the Ramiot Foundation. The Ramiot Foundation has been a great supporter of ours. Unfortunately, Kathy has passed, so we wanted to name Kathy here in honor of her. And basically her dynamic duo, Tammy,
Yes.
who is also a really great friend of the organization.
So an organization like this,
Mm-hmm.
because you are not a business,
Right.
you're relying on sponsors and
Yes,
donors
yeah.
to take care of. If I had to guesstimate what I've seen already, I've probably seen at least 50 horses.
Oh, yes. So we have about 120 horses.
And there you go.
Yes.
That's
and
a
yes,
lot of
we
horses
are
to feed.
It is, and we are completely donor based. So we fully just rely on our donors.
The kindness of strangers
Right.
like myself or others that want to aid to taking care of all of these beautiful animals through no fault of their own,
Right.
have ended here and need support, need food,
Exactly.
need space, need care.
Yes, and we really, that's kind of our philosophy, is that horses deserve their basic needs: food,
Water,
medical care, water,
shelter.
And we also really strive for happy horses. We
Yes.
strive for having them be comfortable in their environment. Of course, we need all of our horses to be medically manageable. A lot of them do have medical conditions, but we really strive for pain-free, comfortable lives.
Of course.
And for us, I think our philosophy when it comes to horses is horses are more than just their quote unquote usefulness. You know,
of course.
A lot of our horses are come to us because they're deemed unadoptable, which usually means unrideable.
But that's not all a horse is, people, right? It's more than just something that you used to pull a wagon back in the day or to ride on. They still deserve to have a good life, just like anyone else. And that is what you're hearing. And if you're tuning in right now on BVCR The Ram, this is Moments with MJ. I'm here at the Horses of Turnannog, and I'm speaking with Hailey this morning. And we are finding all about this organization that is purely volunteer-based here in Guatay, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so 100 plus horses that rely on donations, that rely on the kindness of people wanting to make sure that they have a good rest of their life. Because you said the oldest is something 30-something.
Yeah, I think he's about 37, 38. We
Which
don't
is
technically
very
have
old.
his papers, but we know his year. So
For a horse.
Very old, yes. He's a sweetie. His name's Doc, and his teeth are long gone, so he's on an all-pellet diet, and he loves to stuck his tongue out. So hopefully that'll happen.
Okay.
We can get a picture.
Can we get a picture of Doc?
I would love to introduce you to Simone here.
Simone.
So
I can tell that by her
yes,
sign.
She is such a sweetie pie. She really represents... So we started in 2003. And at the beginning, we mostly took in owner-relinquished horses.
Okay.
It was kind of a very small, we were a very small organization. And in 2008, we really marked our partnership with County of San Diego Animal Services. So Simone came to us from them also in 2008. And Simone was the worst starvation case that they were able to recover.
Wow.
So she really kind of implemented, this is what we value. We care about horses that are neglected, abused, horses that truly have no other option.
Right.
And she truly was a miracle. I mean, so many horses, once you get to past a part of starvation, their organs start to shut down. You
Exactly,
know?
yes.
So she truly is really the heart of our organization here. She's here with her best friend, Charger, here. They used to live right along together, but as she's gotten older, she is not as much of an eater as she used to be. So this way, Charger can't steal her. But we like to let them, we have a little gate, and we like to let them out as much as we can.
And hang out.
Outside of meal times.
Have some girl time.
Yes. So yes. And Charger here was named after the San Diego Chargers back when we had the Chargers.
So Simone, I noticed that her back is very extra sway.
She has a little bit of a sway back. Yes, she does.
Which all horses have a little curve.
Yes, yeah, but sometimes
is that
it can
due
be overproduced. Sometimes it's due to riding. Sometimes it's due to just pre-existing medical problems, or a lot of times it's when it comes to horses, everything's connected. Their back, their feet, their legs.
And if she was already starving when you guys got her, then that messes with a lot of your conditions.
Yes. So, and a lot of our other older horses, they might have arthritis, Cushing's. We do have a few horses that have laminitis. Which is basically it's kind of like diabetes almost. So it comes a lot of times from Cushing's disease, and if they're on good diet, good medication, then they can be really comfortable. It's mostly when they're having a laminitic episode is when we worry about pain levels for them. But one of our first horses, we'll see her, she's a mini, Missy. She has laminitis, and she's been with us since our beginning in 2003. So it really just depends on the horse, but depending on, if a horse is given proper care, they can really thrive, even if they have medical conditions.
She came right up to me.
She is such a sweetie pie.
Oh, my goodness.
I remember when I first saw her, and now look at her. She has a white. You're becoming an old lady. But a beautiful old lady, all the...
And she kind of has dreads.
Yes. That is a big reason why we definitely need to expand our volunteer program. So
because of the brushing.
Yes, the brushing. Yes,
they need to be brushed.
we need brushers. We need poopers, scoopers. We right now our volunteer program is kind of under a remodel.
Okay.
And we're really hoping to reopen it soon. But we are looking for volunteers, both volunteers who have horse experience, but we're also looking for volunteers to have other sort of volunteer opportunities around the ranch, even if they might not be super familiar.
What about me, who loves horses? MJ loves horses, has had small exposure to horses, so I
Right.
understand the gist of how I should behave around a horse.
Yeah.
And I've helped with taking care of the horse that I was riding last year. Would I be someone that would be able to sign up?
Right.
to
I mean,
volunteer?
I would 100% call that horse experience for sure, for sure. And then even if you have zero horse experience, once we have our
You
new
have the
program
heart?
open, yes, if you have the heart for animals, if you care about our mission, and truly everyone who comes here, I think, sees
Oh, yes.
how much we want our horses to be living in just such a good environment and having people around them. And so I'm really hoping that we can get our volunteer program back up.
Well, how
get
many
some
volunteers do
brushers.
you have now?
So
Hailey?
right now, so we usually have our volunteer days on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say our volunteers that come at least once a month, we have about maybe 10.
10.
Maybe 15.
For-
And those are ones that do brushing, scooping, manure, things like that. And then we do have 2 or 3 weekly volunteers who come at least once a week to help with feeding.
All right, so I hope you guys are doing the math out there. They have over 100 horses and maximum maybe like 15.
Right. And we do
volunteers.
also have some volunteers who help us when it comes to like fundraisers, events. But our hands-on that
The
come,
hands-on
I
is
would
what-
say the ones that come, about once a month.
That's where you really have
Those
the
are
need.
the ones
because
that we have the
if
need,
I'm
for
looking
sure.
at Sweet Simone, she probably wouldn't have these dreads.
Yeah.
Because someone would be regularly
Right,
brushing
right.
her. And you can only do so much with that
Right.
many people. You've got to make sure the food and the water and the cleaning of their stall. So
Mm-hmm.
you might not get to giving them a full-blown brushing.
Right. And of course,
And you're doing the
feeding-
best that you can.
Right, and the feeding is definitely our most important.
Right.
Veterinary medication is the most important. We've been open for over 20 years, so we've had times where we've had really more sustainable, I guess, volunteer
Mm-hmm.
programs, and so we're really hoping to get back into that, get more people from our community out to be able to help our horses and all of our other animals. We've got pigs, we've got goats, llamas. We have 1 steer. So, we would love to really expand our program and get more people out here to be able to help our horses. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, she is such a sweetie. So, yeah, right now not everybody has dining suites, but everybody's in their dining suites if they do. So here's Pax. So, for example, he has a different diet than these other guys here. Pax, we got Gulliver and Harold. Hi, Pax. Pax is an example of a retired Border Patrol
Oh, really?
horse. Yes.
Okay.
So we also do partner with Border Patrol to bring retired horses, retired Border Patrol mounted horses. For the most part, usually the retirees go with the retiree's family. But in the
Yes.
cases that they don't, they come to us. So we do have a good couple examples of those.
And if you're just tuning in today to BVCR The Ram, you're listening to Moments with MJ. I'm here at Turnanog, Horses of Turnanog, in Guatay. And it was a short drive from where I live, but it's still worth it to come all the way out here. They're rehashing and fixing up and sprucing up their volunteer program so that more people can sign up to volunteer and be appropriately placed where they could be of the best service to the wonderful animals that are here. Horses,
Sorry.
for one, and then there's pigs and sheep. We know there's
we have
sheep
goats.
and goats.
Yes.
So there's a lot of animals that need a lot of love and care, and someone that's not afraid to put your boots on, right?
Right.
And clean up the horse poop and help out, because
Yeah.
we all want the best type of life for ourselves, and these animals deserve it just as much as anyone else. And their organization is purely volunteer based, so donations are great. Helping out, rolling up your sleeves, and getting in here and getting down to business, helping the animals would be wonderful. All of that would be great. You could do one, you could do both. I'm
Right.
going to have all the information shared on our Facebook page, so don't fret. I'm going to have information. I'm going to tag them so you can give them a follow, see where they're up to. They advertise when they're going to be doing different fundraisers. They just had one, the Bowling for Bureaus,
Yes.
which was really cute. But all of that is to raise money to take care of the animals. They are using that to make sure they have the proper food, they have the proper medical care. It's expensive for a large animal, and you were just telling me that there's not a lot of large animal vets either.
Right. Our vet is ECLAP, and we love our team, but I'm sure that especially in Descanso, there is a wide variety of people who need large animal vets. Expanding the availability of those vets would be so amazing. If we get more people, if anybody, young people out there that you are interested in animal medicine, a huge need is large animal practice for sure.
Because everyone wants to take care of the dogs and the cats and the bunnies.
Which we love them.
Which is great. But the larger animals, there's not as many vets and people that are skilled to take care of them.
Right.
So that means that they could be stretched thin if there's not a lot of them.
Right.
And then they can only do it for so long, and then eventually people retire. So it would be great for anyone that's interested in becoming that, growing up to being that. Start learning about the animals now.
Yeah.
Start doing your research now. Start visiting places like this, because do you do like school visits? Do they have
So
field
we
trips?
have in the past. I'm sure we would love to do it again in the future for sure. We have also had a few vet students come and work with our vet team. So we have our vet team come out every other Friday at least, unless we do need them for on call for different medical conditions. But they come every other Friday with over 200 animals. Usually there is at least a couple patients,
Okay.
So whether it's taking x-rays, talking to us about their diet, putting them on medication, that kind of thing. Our vets come every other week. So we have had a couple.
That was going to be my next question.
Yes.
How often do they come to take care of so many animals?
Yeah. So right now our main vet is Dr. Vet. She is absolutely the best. And sometimes we do have some great vet students who shadow them, who get to see how it is with working with large animals. And I think that we are a pretty great case study for them, just because we have so many animals.
You have
with
such
so
a
many
variety of them to learn about and to experience and see that there's ailments that apparently we as humans, because you said one was similar to diabetes, and the other one is arthritis, which humans get. So you can imagine if you're an animal and you have that. I mean, dogs and horses and cats, you can get those type of things. But think about it. They can't express it the way we can. We talked about this in other interviews, where if you're dealing with someone that can't tell you how they're feeling, the animals aren't going to be able to say, hey, you know what? My arthritis is really acting up. This is why I have an attitude this morning. They're not going to be able to tell you things like that. So having the visits come every other week, you said?
Yes, every
other week to check on these animals, where it can change momentarily. It can change from one day they could be totally fine, and the next thing you're like, why are they laying down in their stall?
Right.
And then you have to do like an emergency call in. So having the funding to take care of the vets that come in, because they need to be paid for taking care of all of these wonderful animals, that's important. So once again, I will be sharing pictures. I'm taking pictures. Michael Lawrence is taking pictures. We are both here experiencing this. And just to know that if you're going to give money to anything this year, this is a wonderful organization. They're doing a job that not very many people would purposefully volunteer to do and to start it up. And it hasn't been around. It's been around for a while, but it's still relatively new in the 2000s.
Yeah, even though we are 20 years old, we are always getting in new horses. And our horses are they're an aging population, and our care is ongoing. We're a forever home for them. So I kind of call it like a retirement home for horses. But
They've got assisted living.
Yes. So since they're with us for the till the end of their lives, it is an ongoing part of our mission to truly care for them until they no longer can live in that environment of comfort and health. So even though we are an older organization, it's truly a new thing every week, just with our population, and we are always getting in new residents, like I told you about in February, which that was 6 horses. That is the most amount of horses that we've transported in one day.
Wow.
Other than our Mustang herd, but the most domestic horses that we've transferred in one day, which is definitely a lot for us. Speaking of these two boys, were part of that group. So they don't have names yet, and we're fingers crossed. Hopefully, they will get some sponsors. But
to be a sponsor and name a horse,
yes,
what's the suggested amount?
So it's $3,000 a year to be a total sponsor, which that includes veterinary and feed sponsorships.
Wow.
We do also have just those available. So we have feed sponsorships for $2,000, and then veterinary for $1,000. So it kind of makes it more flexible for what people are able to give. This guy doesn't have a name yet, but he is a total sweetie. Hello.
Oh my goodness,
and
he's
these two
beautiful.
here are bonded geldings, and he has a fly mask because one of his eyes is blue, so it's more sensitive to the sun and to the flies. But I don't know if you can see.
Is that a hereditary thing?
I believe yes, it is hereditary. Yes, but only one of them is, which is really interesting. And on the other side, his brown eye, he has a white star over his face. I don't know if you can see with his fly mask on. Hi, buddy. It's okay. But yes, so he's a beautiful paint. So yeah, he's such a good boy. Yes. So
he's showing his teeth.
He is such a sweetie, and these two are bonded. I would say he's the more social one out of the two of them. But yes, they are one of the last ones that need sponsorships from that group of 6.
So all the other ones have sponsors?
All of the other ones.
So the other 4
are
covered?
Yes. So these are the last ones, which I honestly thought he might get the first one just with his very beautiful personality and his beautiful paint coat.
So with that sponsorship of $3,000?
$3,000, yes.
What does the person get? Besides naming the horse,
right, of course,
they get to name the horse,
of course. We are actually in the works of hoping to do some like a donor tours. So we would love to have our sponsors take part in those tours, as well as our Feed Posse members. So those are our monthly givers.
And for monthly, that's?
So that's really any amount that they want to give. But we're actually really lucky because we just started an amazing program for our Feed Posse. We were offered a match, a monthly giving match, actually in celebration of the Year of the Horse, which started, I want to say, in February.
Yes, it did.
So we had an amazing anonymous donor offer us a $55,000 match.
Wow.
And if we can make that match, then we will get that amount matched, so double the $55,000. It's for our monthly giving program. So
what's the deadline on that?
So that's for the entire Year of the Horse, which is until February 5th.
Okay, so
2027.
You have until February 5th of next year
to start becoming a monthly donor. So any new monthly donors or increased monthly donors will have their entire monthly donation donated doubled every single month. So if you start
no matter what their donation then.
Right. Yes. So I mean, even if you give as little as $5 a month, it will turn into $10 a month with that match.
Did you hear that? So just to recap, I'm here with Hailey at Horses of Turnanag here in Guatay, and this is a facility that supports and takes care of horses plus other animals, but their main focus is horses that are rescued and cared for, veterinary fees, food, lodging, all of that is all volunteer based. So any donation that's made throughout this year is going to be matched by a secret sponsor, right?
Yes.
A secret sponsor through next February. The goal is to increase donations. And like she said, it doesn't have to be thousands of dollars that you donate. Let's say you only say, I want to donate $5 a month. That $5 will be doubled by the secret sponsor.
Yes.
And that's going to aid into taking care of all of these wonderful horses out here. And then we still have 2 that were from a group that was rescued recently. And they don't have names because they haven't been claimed by a sponsor.
Yes.
And that's, you said, 3,000?
Yes, 3,000 a year.
3,000 suggested?
Yes. And then we do also have, if you might want to be more, financially flexible, totally understandable. We do have our feeder sponsorship, which is $2,000, and then just our veterinary sponsorship, which is $1,000.
But even if
so, really, any of that, it helps so much.
Every little bit helps.
Yes,
So even if
yeah.
you're a person that wants to just say $20 a month, $20 a month. I'm going to send you $20 a month to take care of the horses. That will be doubled by the secret sponsor.
Yes.
That person is going to double it, and each time that happens, you get more and more care for these wonderful animals.
Yeah.
And if I had $3,000 to just drop, I would want this horse and that horse. So that means I would need $6,000 to name both of these beautiful boys and get to know that they're getting extra care, and I get to name them. I would get to come and visit, but I could visit even if I'm not.
Right. Yes. Yeah. We do also have several events throughout the year, and of course our volunteer program. If people want to come in, as soon as we get that open, we would love for people to come visit our horses, give these guys a good brushing. Yes, this guy here, he's a total sweetie. He does have a little bit of head shaking, and we're determining whether that's neurological or from another condition, but luckily our vet is not necessarily natural for horses to be shaking his head
bobbing
this much.
his head up and down so very much.
So now we do have TJ, and him it's more of a nervous tick, but depending on the horse, for him we don't think that it's voluntary. So we think that it might be a neurological situation that he's got. So, but I love his yes nodding. But yes, our we're that's one of our things that the vet has been coming to look at when she comes for her vet days is, why is this guy shaking his head so much? Mm-hmm. So, but definitely, oh my goodness, it's okay. But yeah, see, that's not voluntary for him to do that. So yes.
To pull away?
No, I mean some of these might be. Mm-hmm. See that's definitely voluntary. You rub your head like that.
He's rubbing his head on.
Yes.
And he wants to be petted on his nose. Hi.
Yes. But yeah, such sweeties. So
this is a beautiful facility. If you're listening, once again, you're listening to BVCR The Ram, and this is DJ MJ. I'm here in Guatay, and you're listening to Moments with MJ. And it's been a beautiful day. We're visiting at the horses of Turn and Nog with Hailey, and she's showing us all of as many as possible, these lovely horses. I can see many in the distance, but we have some that we've stopped and talked to and petted, and just learning about what happens here and what is needed here in an organization that is supported by volunteers and by donations. So that means if I were to donate a lot of money or any amount, I could get a receipt, right?
Absolutely, yes. They're all tax deductible. So you would get a tax receipt that you can use as a, since we are a nonprofit, that you would always get your receipts for your donations.
So you would be supporting a nonprofit here in San Diego County that would make good use of your money, because it would be going to taking care of all the lovely animals that are here, making sure that they have good food, plenty of food, as well as medical care and any other care that they need. That means, like, would they have their fly mask? You could get more fly masks for the horses.
Oh,
if
yeah,
you need
absolutely. I mean, there's truly always things that, we need, for sure. I mean, here's an example with Gracie.
That's a very big horse.
Yes.
I mean, they're all big horses, because I'm not very tall.
She's one of the favorites of our volunteers.
What breed is she?
She is a draft horse. So
that's the name of it.
Yes.
Oh.
So
she has the big hooves, you would think.
She does, and she looks a little silly because we just trimmed her front hooves there, because we're really hoping to get our farrier in for her. So we need to trim her little leg hairs there.
And I actually learned how to clean.
Oh, nice. Yes. Nice. Yes.
Which I was being I was worried that I was going to get too close to the inside of their hooves, right. But apparently it's really hard to do that. Yeah, it's really hard. And I was being too. You have to hold their hooves, their legs a certain way, and then you clean the underneath of the hooves, because stuff gets in there. It's like getting underneath their nails. Yeah. It's like no less than going and getting a mani-pedi. And so for them, it's helpful to make sure that area is nice and clean.
Yes.
But she looks big, she's not as big as a Clydesdale. She's much smaller than that, but she has that build is what I'm
Right.
going for,
Yes,
you guys.
yeah, and we have over here, Phoenix is another draft. He's also a pretty big boy.
Oh, he is. Wow.
He
has long hair.
Yes, he does. He is absolutely gorgeous. He does have some boundary problems, I would call it. But he's an absolutely gorgeous boy.
Wait, which means?
Which means that he's not the biggest people horse, I would say. But I do absolutely love him. And, every day we really try to... We not only have, medical... problem horses. Some of them have behavioral problems, which is example here of Phoenix. But hello, there he goes. So,
does he want to be near, or is he saying get away?
No, he's saying
that's a signle that you're too close.
He heard I was talking bad about him.
I'm at least 9 feet away from him. He
here's
came
a sweetie,
Johnny. Like, you're too close.
Here's Minnie, Missy. This is Missy, our Minnie.
Oh my goodness!
Yes, and we've had her since 2003, so I don't even know how old she is. She's getting up there, but she is a spunky little girlie, such a sweetie. And she's spunky. If you know minis always have a little bit of a sass, I would call it. And then here's Todd, her sweet mate, and he's one of our retired Border Patrol horses. Yes, we put him in there.
She has an interesting gait with that left.
Yes, so she has arthritis. Yes, so she has arthritis as well as laminitis.
Oh my goodness.
So depending on how she's feeling, sometimes we will have her in her boots.
Yeah.
Boots do help her feel more comfortable and more stable in her walk. And the reason why Todd's in the dining suite is actually so that she here can have her special diet with her special medicine. That really, really, really aids with her comfort level. So, yes,
and
especially when it comes.
And she have that. How many times a day does she have to
have
this special
medicine? She has pain medication, Equinox. She has a few different medications that usually it's about once a day.
Oh wow.
Sometimes it's twice a day depending on the horse. Mm-hmm. But it's usually at mealtime, especially if they'll eat it with their food. And if not, then some medications they can't take with food, and we administrate it for them. But she's really good about taking her medicine.
So normally,
not everybody is.
They're not actual horse pills that you give them, then.
No, yes, no.
They're probably, because we always use the expression horse pills because it'll be like huge pills that a doctor
they're
will give
usually
you.
Pills like same as like a human would take. And if the pills, if the horses like the taste of the pills, then we usually put them in their food for them.
Because they're probably they're
usually
not liver flavored or anything.
Right. And a lot of times, medication sometimes will be flavored for the horses. So we have a couple. Butte comes with molasses flavor for them.
So molasses is a favorite of
yes.
Okay.
So depending on the horse, some horses are picky because of course they're picky.
They have their own personalities, right?
Of course. So absolutely. So, but yes, little Missy here. She is a total sweetie, and she is living the good life despite her medical conditions. And our number one priority is obviously comfort for a horse. So
yes,
we truly try to keep them as healthy, yes, and as pain-free as long as possible. But being a sanctuary, I mean, there are times when we love a horse so much, but if we can't give them that pain-free life, then unfortunately there are times that we have to say goodbye, and that's part of being a sanctuary.
You had a recent goodbye.
Yes, we had to say goodbye to Burrito.
Yeah.
Such a sweetie. He was getting up there in age, but we had really hoped that he was going to be comfortable for longer. But we started noticing he lays down so much. He wasn't interested in eating.
Those are always cues.
Yes, those are cues. Yes, absolutely. And when it comes to conditions such as arthritis or laminitis as well in Missy's case, sometimes they can do really well, and sometimes there comes a day where they just don't do well, and those are tough days. But that's a
hard call to make.
It is.
I've only had to do that once, and it was probably the most painful thing I ever had to do in my whole entire life.
Yeah.
Was
so
to decide, because it wasn't about me wanting to selfishly keep my cat with me.
Right.
It was about her quality of life.
Exactly. Yeah.
I had to do the thinking for both of us and go, she's not happy, she's not enjoying this, no matter what we do. I already had things where they're like, this is working at 2% and this is working at 2%. She really didn't have any other options because everything else was already failing.
Yeah.
So that is a hard call to make, especially when you come here and you're here as much as you are and you bond with them.
Yeah.
You bond with them, but you're thinking not selfishly about what we want,
of course,
but you think about what you said, the
Yeah.
quality of their life. You've done everything you possibly can. And if they are just still laying down, not eating,
Right.
those are two things that they're not supposed to let happen.
Exactly.
For one, how long can a horse lay down, honestly? Because we're always told that horses are never sleeping. They always sleep standing up.
So,
they don't sleep laying down.
Right. So horses actually sleep laying down, and standing up. So they actually do need both.
They can do it for a limited amount of time.
They can do it for a limited amount of time.
Okay.
Depending on the time of day, we might not want them napping for a very long time.
Right.
Depending on how they're laying down, that kind of thing. But horses do technically need to get both kinds of sleep. One of them is, it's kind of like us getting like our REM sleep,
Okay.
So we kind of need our regular sleep, and then we need our deep sleep.
So their deep sleep, is it when they're standing or laying down?
That's when they're laying down.
Really?
Yes. So they do need it. So it's not an everyday thing. Not every horse needs to lay down every day.
Fascinating.
But there's been times where volunteers, they're like, oh my gosh, the horse is laying down. And of course, it's good to be vigilant.
I've freaked out myself until I found out that it was okay.
It's good to be vigilant. It's really good to be vigilant. But at the same time, we do acknowledge that they do need that kind of sleep. Every horse does need to lay down, at least a little bit, to get that kind of sleep in. But yes, but when it comes to laying down, we always have to, watch for colic, watch for their energy levels.
And that's because of how their heart works, right? The laying down for a long amount of time.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. And then, colic deals with intestinal. So horses actually can't physically throw up.
Oh,
so their
digestive,
so their digestive, keeping their digestive system healthy and correct is super important to making sure that they're doing well. So,
and I'm going to guess what this is about. I'm standing in front of a tree that has stakes all the way around it, and on them there's names of animals, I'm guessing, because I don't know of very many people that are called Lobo.
Yes, they're animals who have passed.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can tell, but some of our signs have fallen. Some of our signs, we are definitely behind in putting up signs, and that is something that we would love to get done.
So that's something that the proper volunteer would be able to help you out
and
with.
we also really need, speaking of those kinds of volunteers, we need handymen, we need people to help us build stuff, put up these name signs for our horses. Not everybody has a name sign right now. We would love to get that done.
So here's a question. Do you already have the name signs for the horses that have names and they just need to be hung?
So, no, actually, we need to get some more name signs. That was actually on our Christmas list this year, and we actually did get a couple new ones. So hopefully we can get those put up. But we would love for all of our horses to have a name sign and say, this is my name,
And Hailey, if I wanted to buy a sign for this horse, that probably has a name, yes?
Yes. That's Haas and Maxwell.
So is that like on your website?
Yes.
Or?
So, I'm not sure if that specific cost is listed on our website. From what I can remember, I believe it's around $20 for a custom sign.
Oh,
but
that's very affordable, people.
Yeah,
that's very affordable.
Yeah, so
that's like two people going and getting fast food, honestly. You can spend your fast food money and give a horse their sign here at the Horses of Turanog in Guatay.
Yeah.
Turanog.
Yes.
I forgot the last part.
No problem. But yeah, it would be amazing to be able to have things that are beyond. Of course, our feed and our veterinary care is our first priority.
That's the first
priority. But it would be so great if we could sort of expand that into getting some more things for these guys out here.
So if you feel like you're not the person that would be best at brushing the animal, and maybe you're fine at cleaning up the stalls, but you still don't want to be around the animal. Maybe you're not comfortable at that level, but you're a handy person.
Yeah.
Person, male or female, if you got I have a toolbox.
Right.
My sister has a toolbox. My mom has a toolbox. If you are physically able to take your toolboxes and be like, show up, you check with them beforehand, and they say, okay, you know what? Bring your tools because we have several places that need some repairs.
Yeah.
Bring your gear. They'll set the time up with you. You could come here and help out in a different way. You don't necessarily have to help out with caring for the animals, but helping their space be better, putting up their names. That's something.
Yeah.
So think about that, too.
Another example would be fixing our waterers. Our horses like to play and sometimes break waterers. That would, every day there's little things that can always help, and we love handy people. We do have a couple great volunteers who come out to do skid steer work for us, moving dirt. So if anybody's great at construction stuff, I'm not, but if you're great at driving skid steers, anything like that, this here is our cat house.
And I saw this because I saw that was one of the things.
We can go in there if you want. The dogs will bark, but it happens. So we have, I want to say 6 livestock guardian dogs. It all started with Stanley, a Great Pyrenees, and we got him as intended to be a livestock guardian. And Stanley didn't want to be a livestock guardian.
So many cats are running.
You want to come in? It might be a little stinky because I haven't done litter boxes yet.
That's fine.
All right, don't forget to tune in to next week's installment of this wonderful episode of Moments with MJ. We're going to stop right as they're getting ready to go into the cat house. Okay, so stay tuned for next Monday's broadcast of part 2 of The Horses of Tirnanog. Thank you so much for tuning in to Borrego Valley Community Radio, The Ram, and Moments with MJ. And please do tune in next Monday for part 2 of this wonderful episode. That's right. We don't need no stinking FCC. That's why our call letters are BVCR. That stands for Borrego Valley Community Radio, the hyperlocal, the original, The Ram.